Hello, welcome to my demo of my AI agent. I have it connected to Ghostfolio, which is used for paper trading. Let me just quickly demo the agent. And so I started off by adding funds to my portfolio. And as you can see, I have two separate users to showcase concurrent users. And you can see that these the chat history is separate for each user, um, such that there is no data leakage between concurrent users. So let's start on the left side. There's 1 million. I add $1 million to my portfolio. It says, is this the deposit you want to make? Let's simulate it. No real money. And I say, let's buy 100 shares, Apple 100 shares, Tesla 100 shares, Nvidia 100 shares of PepsiCo. And then it kind of asks me to confirm these trades, gives the total estimate cost, the stock price is sourced by Yahoo Finance, shows the tool calls and all that kind of stuff. And then I confirm it. And then these are the receipts. It gives you a little receipt. It deposited $1 million and it made made stock purchases. So you invested 100K. You have some remaining cash. And it says all paper trail, and these are all paper trades, some disclaimers. Um, and then it asks for like any follow-up prompts. So I say, yeah, I want to analyze my portfolio by apply some risk assessment. It shows the current portfolio. It gives a little risk assessment. Um, like you have a lot of liquid cash that's not going anywhere, so low risk. You have some diversified sectors, uh, trusted companies, all that kind of stuff. You have some moderate risk because you have 75% of your holdings in technology. Um, and some of the companies have some volatility, and you have too much purchasing power that you're not using. So that is the risk. And then because you're not using it, it's actually you're going to underperform against inflation. And concentration stock, blah, blah, blah. More gives you a little bit more position analysis. This is this, blah, blah, blah. Relatively stable, mid-range positioning, risk management considerations. So like how can you gives you different options for your risk management. And then finally there's a disclaimer that shows that this is education, no personal recommendations, and then you can it recommends that you go to a personalized guidance, shows the different tool calls. And then I also have a prompt that kind of showcases a simulation. It gives you what if I bought 100 shares of AMD, and then it shows you your current portfolio, and then um, it shows how your portfolio will change, your impact analysis, and risk considerations. On this one, this is a fresh account that I have on my, and it says how to get started. Like, I'm a new investor, help me get started. And it says, oh, you have an empty portfolio. Let's get started by adding some funds. Here's some different investment options that you can do. You can invest in individual stocks, ETFs, cryptocurrency. You can use this to practice with paper trading, and this agent will help you with some portfolio analysis. And then it's trying to interact with me, the human. How can I get you started? What are you trying to do? Um, what's your goal? Well, how much money do you have to invest? What are you interested in? Um, and then I say, let's get started with $1,000. My goal is to get rich tomorrow. Let's do a mix of stocks and ETFs. And it says, oh, I would like to deposit $1,000. This is no real money. Can you confirm? Yeah, let's go. Let's deposit it. It gives you a receipt of your deposit. And then it gives you a whole reality check. There's no way you can get rich in one night, overnight. It gives you legitimate investing options. If you want to go, if you do want to go for like a high risk, high reward situation, it talks about that. Um, but I really advise you against it because get rich schemes fail. And then it mentions that this is educational, this is an educational starting strategy for new investors. Start with some diverse foundation, individual stocks, small speculation, all that kind of stuff. And then it says, yeah, as a disclaimer, um, go for personal guidance and all that kind of stuff. And you can see in this one that it actually updates my holdings and all that kind of stuff. And let me show you quickly some tracing that I have, some observability. I have trace counts of over 6,000, spend over 90 bucks, more than 20 million tokens used. My latency, if I click on it, it gives you more detailed tracing of each chat that was used. Now let me just show you my eval suite that I have. So I have golden sets, I have sanity sets, and scenario sets. Sanity is just a subset of the golden, whereas this uh like just a quick uh eval for each tool that's available. So it just has 11 things. It all passes. It has to pass for me to move on. And then golden set has probably 10 evals per tool call, um, with over 100 evals there. And then my scenario sets. So these are all 100. I have some adversarial evals and some edge cases that I considered as well. And some of these adversarial sets are failing. It's about, I would say the scenario eval sets are passing about 80%, 85%. Um, but yeah, these are all custom made. And the way I decided to go for the custom made. I felt like LangChain was a little too much, and I just implemented some rules in Cursor and Claude to follow the Gauntlet cookbook and the slides shared in lecture. So all these evals follow those slides and tests, so each of them are deterministic, pass or fail, and gives you carry, has a expected, it has some categories for the scenarios, expected tools that it should use, expected results, what it cannot contain, that kind of stuff. And if I were to improve upon this, I would add, I would make it my own product, not just with Ghostfolio. I would add Plaid and Stripe, Plaid so I can use an actual brokerage account. And then I would add more guardrails if it was with Plaid, such that it can't make real trades or anything like that. And then I would add Stripe if it was like an actual product, so that it limits the number of free tokens that it uses, as using the LLM costs a lot of money. Thank you.